Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. So good morning, everybody. It is BioTouch Healing is live now, it says. And so it certainly is. This is Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everyone. My name's Paul.
And hi, I'm Bev.
Yes, sirree. And you'll never guess where I am, everyone. Let's
Oh,
give you a little shot.
wow. Let me take a guess. It's on an island.
Yes, sirree. I am in Maui. And
Woo!
where are you, Bev?
Oh, I'm in Jacksonville, Oregon, in the
There you
beautiful
go.
the wine country.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you to do a little show from outside.
Yeah. When it's
So we have a great show for you today because we are in two different parts of the planet.
yeah, that's interesting. Well,
Yeah, but first,
we normally are anyway. You're in Tucson and I'm in Jacksonville. But you know what? Even with you in Hawaii, guess what? We're still this amazing web of technology around this planet is letting us still connect with ourselves and everybody else. It's amazing.
right? And we just got a little note from Julie. She says, jealous. And here's a note from Jenny. Good morning to you with lots of hearts.
Yeah,
She's out in the parking. She's out in the parking lot having a cigarette.
I was going to say, he's right there in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Jenny.
So anyhow, I wanted to share one thing before we go further about how you can communicate BioTouch around the world.
Yeah.
And there's always this little thing that people see. It's this thing they call a shaka, and a lot of times it's hang loose. So you take
Yeah.
your three middle fingers, and then you've got the thumb and
And
the little finger. And so what I learned when I first heard about it was it started when you go from the heart with the thumb, and from the heart you go out. Let's see. There we go. And it's basically a greeting. It's hang loose. It's hey, how is it going? How's it? And
an
those
acknowledgement.
kinds of things. But
Yeah.
yeah, but when I heard about coming from the heart, that was just so,
Just so
so
vital.
perfect. Yeah, my heart to your heart. And so there you go, everybody. There's a shaka, Chaka, they call it.
Oh,
And we do that to you from Hawaii. And what we do with you from BioTouch is that.
yeah, right there.
And yeah, yes, sir. And we do that from the heart. BioTouch is a heart healing technique, isn't it?
It really is. I so agree because what do we always say? Love is biotouch. Biotouch is love, and
Right.
this is a simple, powerful way to share our own selves with another human being. And by the way, bodies get better, as we say.
Bodies get better, right? And what's nice about it is you can use it anywhere on the planet. I just got a email from somebody that Shahrazad had taught in Egypt, and I'll post some of those videos he sent. He was actually doing BioTouch on preemie, I think they're preemie babies in their incubator,
Wow.
and yeah, awesome, awesome videos.
Well,
And so, go ahead.
that, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just
No, no,
well, was that's very interesting because we have heard over and over again that those babies, um, they they really thrive when they are touched. As human beings, we are so connected on so many levels, but that physical contact with each other is just an outer expression of what really needs to happen on those other parts of ourselves, those divine, beautiful parts of ourselves that require us to come into contact with each other. So I think that's where it begins, right there at the birth.
yeah,
And those babies need that touch so much. Yeah.
yeah. And what's interesting is we're all babies, and I think BioTouch allows us to, as it says in many writings, be as little children. You know,
Yes.
it's not that we go back into the womb, but I think BioTouch allows us to express that innate youthfulness, innocence that we all are.
You know, that's interesting. You and I have talked about that on a couple occasions. And what happens when you come and approach as a child? One of the main things that happens is you are trusting. There is a trust in children that they haven't learned anything else. They have this innate sense of trusting and opening themselves to love. And with BioTouch in that moment, we talk about that greeting. Wow, that sacred moment when you are just in this rapport with another human being, and that healing process can begin. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what's nice, and that's what we're going to talk about here, is it can be done anywhere in the world, anywhere on the planet, and it's easy, as we're seeing here, for us as a foundation to be able to teach you all how to do BioTouch. I mean, here I am in this beautiful. Let me just see if you can even see it now. You can't really
Oh, I
see
see
that
the
thing. Yeah,
the
that's Molokai in the background, and you're in Oregon, and
Yep.
and it's easy for us to teach, and we have the medium now. You know, this internet is wonderful. The whole web is an easy way for us to teach it. And what would be nice is, if you're watching this show here, type in there where you're at, right, where you're living. I'm not supposed to say where you're at, where you're living, where you reside right now. Just type it in there, and we'll see how many different places come up. But the teaching is the same.
Yeah. So we talk about the BioTouch language. It's so interesting when we have people in our trainings to learn the technique. We're always reiterating for them that the language that has been given as the BioTouch is the integrity of it is never changes, and that is because with that language we can find any point and sets of points on the body to address any dis-ease or condition. And it's so specific and it's so simple. And this is part of the thing. We are using the language of the planet right now through this technology, so we can stay in touch and communicate with each other and everyone around the world that wants to come in and join us. But we have a specific language also. It's like universal. So this is,
Right.
yeah,
And that language, if all of you out there go to our website, justtouch.com or biotouchhealing.com, and there's a little box on the side. It says download a free preview of our manual, which has the exact language. And if you just download that, it doesn't even cost you anything. It will give you the first 10 pages, the language of BioTouch healing. And the simplicity of it, of which we're going to teach a little bit here in a minute. Those first 10 pages give you the greeting. And the greeting is the key to the whole system. And let's just share it right now.
yeah, go for it.
So we're going to teach you, and we're not going to show you this time because we're going to show you how simple the language is. So Bev will teach point one of the greeting, and I'll teach you point two of the greeting. And the greeting is done always before you do anything else. So go for it.
Okay, so we want to wash our hands. Hey, if you're at home with somebody else, just see if maybe you can do this together. So we always use, as Paul was pointing out, the first two fingers of our dominant hand with the greeting. You always want to use your dominant hand. So if you're right-handed or left-handed, you want to use that dominant hand for both of the points in the greeting. So you take those first two fingers and you're going to find greeting point one, and that is located right in that soft tissue just below the breastbone or the sternum. It's a little soft area right there. And you're going to take those two fingers. You always want to hold each point 6 to 8 seconds. You're going to lightly, as a butterfly, Just put your first two fingers on that soft tissue just below the breastbone and hold it for 6 to 8 seconds. That's greeting point one.
And greeting point two, you take those same two fingers, and just a side note, this is the only set in the entire system that you use one hand. Okay, after that, you'll always have two hands on the body, but you've taken your dominant hand and touched point one, as Bev just shared, and now you're going to take those same two fingers, and you're going to go to the back of your neck. I'm not going to show you, I'm just going to express it. And at the base of that neck, especially if you lean your head forward, there's a big bone that pops out. We call it the big bone. Some people call it C7. Whatever it is, you get to that bone and go 1 to 1.5 inches to the left of that big bone. And you touch with those two fingers of your dominant hand for 6 to 8 seconds. Okay? That's point two of the greeting.
And now you have opened the door to the body.
Yes. Yes, and how we express it too is it's sort of the relationship between the practitioner, what we call the associate,
Right.
and the recipient. And from there, healing begins. You know, it just blows me away to even talk about it again, how simple it is.
It's a good reminder for us too, isn't it?
Right. You know, it's as simple as those waves banging into me in the background there. I was going to put on a hood and have wind blowing behind me, and oh, here I am in Maui, you know, the wind's blowing. So yeah, I know. So anyhow, those 2 points, that greeting is part of that free downloadable part of our manual that you can do right away on justtouch.com. Clicking that, it'll immediately give you access to those first 10 pages. It'll also give you a link to a video that shows somebody doing the greeting while they're also telling you where those points are. Doesn't get much easier, folks. Now,
Yeah.
we're going to give you a challenge here. Here's the 21-day challenge.
Yeah.
The challenge is taking those two fingers. Ooh, we got Horace says, "Got you live. You from Hawaii and Bev from Oregon. Greetings to you all."
Hi, Horace.
This program is great because I still get a feeling as if I'm still connected with BioTouch, even though I haven't been down on Pima Street in a while. Coming up with this idea of doing this program, what a fantastic idea. Gotta love it. And we love you, Horace.
Horace wrote our song.
Yeah. And we can't play it today because we don't have it, but we always play it at the end of the show. But, you know, there's a good example. I mean, we haven't seen Horace physically in a long time, but we're connected to him, you know, and I think using this internet and the web to connect with people and getting people to do this 21-day challenge. The 21-day challenge is to do that greeting on someone, with someone, and if you don't have, and then have them do it to you, with you. And if you don't have someone sitting there right next to you, we suggest you just think about them in your mind and do those 2 points, point one just below the breastbone, point two just to the left of the big bone. Do that to them and think of them doing it to you. If they're at home, have them do it to you. You know how long that would take?
Yeah. No.
30 seconds. And so the 21-day challenge is take 21 days out of your life, and for every day, do the greeting with somebody. Take 30 seconds out of your day and do that greeting. And then let us know what happens. We really think healing can begin to happen around the world.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why we continue to do this. You know?
We do. That's why I've been doing it for 30 years. And
we got to
that's why
there's a good news. It's called BioTouch.
The good news. The good news. We got the good news. So that's why we do these shows every week. We also want to remind you that on is it the 12th or 14th? The 14th? No. What's that Thursday?
The 12th.
Oh, the 12th. The workshop. We have a workshop coming up. on depression.
Yep.
And that will be live stream also. And this has been a great show here in Hawaii, over there in Oregon.
Yes.
Just let me show
Yeah.
you again.
Oh,
All
nice.
right.
Those
And I
clouds.
think next week, I don't know if I'll be able to be with you, Bev.
I know you'll be like in flight or doing something, so I'm going to
Right.
on my own. We'll see.
Oh, you'll just be great.
Oh, yeah.
And if I can chime in, if I'm not on the plane yet, I'll chime in through texting or something like that.
Yeah,
So,
be wonderful.
and there we go. We have some folks walking in the background there. Oh, there they go. There are people here on this
Yeah,
island.
you're not alone.
So I'm going to give you the little shaka
Oh, wait a minute.
and the biotouch.
Woo, woo.
So until next week, we love you. Thank you for allowing us into your home.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful week.
All
And
right, Bev, you take care of yourself too.
thank you, Paul. You too. Have a great time.
Okay, aloha, everybody.
Bye.